So you got Robb Elementary and the memorial across the street set up for it. Came out here because this gentleman out here, and I'm with him, we're out here live. So again, this is the site of the unfortunate incident where so many people lost their lives, and now it's about accountability, because it's one thing for police to make a mistake. It's another when they just cover it up completely. So I'll pause now.
Make contact with you, even just
so
the shit, or maybe if you're working in an area, say, hey, dude, are you in this area? I have no problem giving you guys information, man.
So I'm gonna head over to the campus now. I mean, they do have cones up. They've got cones up, trying to block off traffic apparently, but
Glad you can make it down, man.
yeah, well, I saw you went live, and unfortunately, I was already out past 1604 in San Antonio and AJOT. I know you spoke with her the other day.
Yeah, I was out with her working,
and she posted on my Facebook or my YouTube. She's like, "Oh, I wish you'd have told me and picked me up." I'm like, I ain't driving back 2 hours and then coming out. Right. I didn't know at the time what your plans were, so I was like, okay.
So I'm here till tomorrow. We got a hotel, so if you want to come hang out with us at the hotel.
Oh yeah, I'll hang out with you. I'll head back into San Antonio later, but
cool.
I was planning to go out and harass the Via tyrants again, but. How you doing?
You're not going to give directives, are you?
I'm sorry?
You're not going to give directives, are you?
No, sir.
Okay.
No. You just look like you were wanting to talk to us.
No, we just want to see what you guys are doing.
No, we're just, so this is a police scene, basically. So we're just making sure people are outside. Y'all are fine. Yeah. You just look like y'all were wanting to talk, so that's why we got out.
No, we're just here to take some pictures, find out what's going on. We've been covering this story for some time, as it obviously everybody has.
Yes, sir.
So, were you part of the initial push?
No, sir, I was.
Are you guys out of Houston, San Antonio?
I'm out of Lubbock.
It's way up north, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They've got us just kind of, because we're down here for OLS, the Operation Lone Star.
Oh, okay.
And so they just kind of have extra troopers working security for this. Just to make sure
as you guys can see, like I said, this has required a lot of response throughout the state. They've had departments from other areas come down here. This officer's out of Lubbock, but again, the officers are going to respond where they're needed. And not dogging on the officer, but you can tell he's been out here a while. His uniform's not pressed, but I mean, you got to cut these guys slack. I mean, he's probably living out of a hotel room.
We're just trying to cover the story, and obviously, the video's been released, so we're here to get reactions to, basically that. The families obviously didn't get an opportunity to view that stuff prior to the public getting it, and that's thanks to that dude Tory over at KView. He wasn't the one that released it, but I mean, he got the footage and he ran with it. You know what I mean? So, but what do you guys think about the footage of it being released prior to the families, man? I mean, honestly,
it's not our decision to make.
I know it's not your decision to make, but
can't really comment on that.
As a human, as a human, what do you think? I mean, honestly, me as a human, I can tell you, man, I feel bad for the families.
Sure.
I think there's a time and place for everything, and I think that was really wasn't the time
and what Falmouth Veterans referring to is, repeatedly we're denied public records on the grounds that they're going to release it to a family first, but then they release it to mainstream media, and mainstream media released it before they gave it to the families. I mean, it's unfortunate, but once it's out there, it's out there. And again, that's an issue, because why is it that they'll release it to some mainstream media, but a normal citizen can't get the same thing? And we get this all the time from various departments.
We're just trying to be as sensitive as possible.
And you got Officer or Trooper Duffield out here being polite and respectful. They came out as we walked up. They're not giving unlawful directives or anything. They're being polite and courteous, and that's what we expect. I mean, they do have the police line taped off.
That's cool. And you know what? I'm assuming that they may have told you guys to stand down where it pertains to like pulling people over and kind of like pushing more on the citizens. I think, and I think that's the last thing the citizens would want is to, even if it's something as meager as a traffic violation, for the sheriff's department or them to pull them over and be like, look, dude. I mean, they're obviously not happy with the law enforcement. And I'm not saying that you guys were the initial, the reason why, because obviously you guys weren't here. But what happens a lot of times is they like to group law enforcement as one, and unfortunately in this situation, I think that's a case where they did. And you may not been the guys in the hallway waiting and not reacting, but you're still taking the blunt end of it. You know what I mean?
And he's very right about that. I mean, I even blasted some SAISD school cops for the same thing.
Yeah.
Because when they act inappropriate, you compare them to inappropriate other people. And so again, I always give officers the benefit of the doubt when I approach them. And again, that's why I mentioned, about his wrinkled uniform. You got to give this guy some credit. He's down here, like I said, probably living out of a hotel room. You can't expect him to, press his uniform every day.
About people pulling each other over and doing it. Do you know if that's something that may have been a stand down order for maybe the sheriff's department? Obviously, you guys are DPS, highway patrol, but
I haven't personally talked to or heard anything.
I'll move my body camera.
I know they've been really busy, but they've got a lot going on.
Yeah, no, I agree. I get it. We was over at the city hall and we had a conversation with the city manager. Very nice guy, by the way. I can't say so much for the assistant city manager, Mr. Joe. He was a little handsy, but the city manager,